Good morning and welcome to Rising. We have a great show for you today. I'm Amber Duke, back at the desk with Niall Stanage.
Great to see you, Amber. Team Friday, back reunited once again.
Yes, I love it. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Let's start off with some sound from the president yesterday.
He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it.
Former presidential advisor and head of DOJ, Elon Musk, accused of having Trump derangement syndrome following a messy and prolonged war of words on social media Thursday. Musk and Trump are set to speak on the phone today in what's expected to be, as you can imagine, a tense conversation.
Musk has been a recent vocal critic, to put it mildly, of House Republicans' reconciliation package, dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill. Here's President Trump's response to that criticism.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars.
Musk was apparently watching and posted his response on X. Quote, "Whatever, keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, even though no oil and gas subsidies are touched. Very unfair. But ditch the mountain of disgusting pork in the bill." Minutes later, Trump said this about Musk.
We've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up in campaign for me. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway.
And with that, we were off to the races. Musk biting back, saying, quote, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude."
Following the press conference, Trump took to Truth Social to say that Elon was, quote, "wearing thin" and that he just went crazy. In a later post, Trump suggested that he should terminate Musk's government contracts.
Musk quickly responded, saying that SpaceX would immediately decommission its Dragon capsule. But the war of words reached its most critical point when Musk posted this, quote, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the EPSTEIN files. That is the real reason they have not been made public." Capping it with, "Mark this post for the future, the truth will come out." Musk also seemed to endorse the idea of impeaching President Trump and replacing him with Vice President Vance, responding yes when another ex-user made that suggestion.
He also posted a poll asking if it's time to create a new political party to represent the, quote, 80% in the middle. That prompted Steve Bannon to suggest deporting him. Take a listen.
President Trump tonight should sign an executive order calling for the Defense Production Act to be called in SpaceX and seize SpaceX tonight before midnight. I happen to believe, given the facts that I've been shown, that he's an illegal alien, and illegal aliens got to be deported.
Well, who could have guessed that Elon Musk and Donald Trump would end up falling out? Has been predicted for a long time. It has happened in quite spectacular fashion. It's happened comparatively suddenly when they were all so nice to each other up until around about a week ago when Elon Musk began with these criticisms of the bill. Look, I mean, let's not skip past the fact that this is all very entertaining, and I certainly am among those who takes a certain amount of glee at all this. There are genuine issues, but one of the things I find interesting is both Musk and Trump citing arguments about the other that were previously heard predominantly on the left. So Trump is arguing that Musk is all twisted up because of incentives for electric vehicles being discontinued or because of a fit of pique over the NASA administrator. Musk, of course, the headline grabbing thing was the Epstein files, but also citing past remarks of Trump's about balancing the budget and so forth that Trump has now moved way away from, fueling this idea that Donald Trump will basically say anything and doesn't really have fixed principles.
I thought it was interesting that Elon Musk has repeatedly claimed that he doesn't support the EV credits, but then in that tweet was like, it's very unfair, though, that the oil and gas people get subsidies and I don't. But you know, talking to congressional sources yesterday, one of the things that they pointed out is that they feel like they obviously owe a lot to Elon Musk for his attempts to cut a lot of government waste and general spending, but they feel like he doesn't understand the political process. This is a reconciliation bill. This is mostly mandatory spending. There is the $10 billion rescissions package that the White House has sent to Congress, which they say is the way to actually get the DOGE cuts on the discretionary spending. And so they're kind of confused about Musk's criticism of the big, beautiful bill, because that's not really the avenue when you're going through this reconciliation process to make huge cuts. They do include a lot of new spending for priorities like the border, getting rid of taxpayer-funded gender surgeries and other Republican priorities. And so I think there was a lot of frustration with Musk trying to lobby Congress on something that they felt like was really kind of separate from the DOGE cuts.
I agree in the sense of, talking to people around town here in Washington, there's definitely a lot of exasperation with Musk among congressional Republicans, Washington Republicans generally, and I think there are some valid reasons for that. And you mentioned about the rescissions package, which he doesn't really appear to recognize. To my mind, in the politics of this, one of the bigger dangers for Trump is Musk, like him or hate him, and I'm obviously not a fan, has a very direct line into the online right, particularly, younger populists. I don't know if they'd even describe themselves as conservatives exactly, but the kind of the people who were like the Ian Miles Chungs of the world, who was one of the people that we were citing without naming him in the introduction there. So Musk, I think, does have the propensity or the capability to at least muddy Trump up to some extent with that constituency, even as the people that we're talking about, the kind of office holders, are, I think, more loyal to Trump than Musk.
Yeah, I think that's true to an extent. Emily Brooks at The Hill did some reporting on Musk's call for people to actually call their congresspeople and ask for this bill to be pulled. She said based on everyone she spoke to on Capitol Hill, they actually haven't received any calls. So maybe his pull on X or Twitter is a little bit different than real life, which is sort of the common refrain in politics. Twitter is not real life. Also from the White House, some of the other things that they've been citing as sort of boiling tensions over the past few months, even more so than just the last week over the big, beautiful bill, is a lot of people in the administration felt like Elon was trying to be co-president with Trump, taking control of a lot of departments instead of allowing the agency heads to make the ultimate decisions, asking for big things like the NASA administrator as well as the IRS commissioner, the head of the CIA, and some other really high-level administrative positions. And people were starting to get frustrated that they felt like they were supposed to answer to Musk as well as Donald Trump, and that created a lot of confusion and sort of an internal power struggle.
Sure, and I think it's almost indisputable that Musk's ego let him get carried away and led him in to some of those very turbulent waters, shall we say. Anyhow, coming up, a straight woman who says she lost 2 jobs to gay co-workers takes her case all the way to the Supreme Court. Stick with us, that's next.